All right, guys, so it's day one. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about why I am starting with credit report instead of score. First off, what is your credit report? Your credit report is your financial history or story of how you manage and repay debt. It's going to be comprised of any debt that you've taken on from financial institutions such as banks, credit unions, personal loans, or like student loans from government entities, or just student loans in general. If you owe the IRS, any type of debt that can be reported is going to be reported to your credit bureau. Now, if you borrowed $20 from somebody and now you haven't repaid them, I know they wish they could report it to your credit, but they don't. So you have 3 different reports, one from TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. All right, you have 3 credit reports, like I was saying, from Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. And depending on your mortgage lender, they may pull the report from any of those 3 bureaus. So you want to know what's showing on the reports. I know some people don't even think about their credit report. They'll be like, oh my gosh, I thought that this was off. I thought I paid this off. I thought that, I gotten this settled. This is a good time for you to really evaluate what's on this report, because when it comes to the lenders, they're going to see this. And I know people go to credit repair, and before you run there, a lot of the things you can address on your own before you pay somebody to do that. But just a tidbit, even if you pay a credit repair person, it'll impact your score in a positive way, but the lenders can still see it, whether it was a charge off or anything. Any delinquent payments or anything that has to do with your payment history will all show up on your credit report. So it's good to start here so you can figure out what's on your report and what's not. Another reason why we're going to start with your credit report is because your financial history and basically financial health goes into your credit risk, which is what in turn goes into your credit score. So if you haven't repaid loans, if you've been delinquent, if you have evictions and things like that on your record, then the mortgage lender is looking at that like, should I lend this person X amount? And if I do lend them this money based on their credit history and their ability to repay or manage their debt, meaning that they're not using more of their credit than they should be, I'm going to give them this interest rate to repay me and to make sure I'm getting my money back for this loan. So your credit report impacts a lot. It impacts your credit risk to the lender. It impacts your interest rate of what you're going to be repaying the loan at, and it's also a risk assessment. They're looking at, if this person has so many foreclosures or so many, repossessions or so many, non-payment, or they just keep closing accounts, that is going to all play a factor into your ability to get a home loan. So I just wanted to start with credit report because literally it's the foundation for everything that we're going to be doing throughout this process. And I know a lot of people don't talk about your credit report. They just talk about your score. And before you go to a lender, I want you to know, and any reputable lender should be able to look at your report and skim over it and tell you their honest opinion of what you should do or where you should go in order to get ready for the application process before you apply. Because once you apply, your credit score will be impacted if you get your credit ran by a lender. And we don't want to do that yet. We want to get you ready before you actually go through that process. All right.